If you're feeling stuck in your stroke recovery journey, you're not alone. Recovering from a neurological injury is hard and it can take a long time. So let's talk through some strategies to help you get unstuck and get back to making progress. Take a break. Sometimes you just need to step back from what you're doing. While we know that repetition and consistency are crucial to home recovery and to making progress, it doesn't matter if you overwork yourself and completely stop everything altogether. Give yourself a chance to reset. Your brain and body may just need a rest. Think about this in terms of traditional exercise. We typically see more improvement in muscle building and endurance when somebody actually takes rest days. When you push yourself too hard or you don't take rest days, you're at a much higher likelihood of burning yourself out or injuring yourself. So maybe instead of doing your home rehab program 7 days a week, maybe you do 4 or 5 and incorporate some rest days into your week. Or do whatever consistency works well for you and that is actually sustainable. Build a routine. We cannot solely rely on motivation because it will eventually fail us. It's great when you're feeling good and you feel like doing your home rehab program, but if you don't, you're likely not going to do it if you're solely relying on motivation. This is why it's so important to build home rehab routines into your schedule. And you can create habits around this rehab routine to make your life a little easier. This may include things like setting out your workout clothes before you start, setting a specific time for when you're going to work on your home rehab program, or even linking it to other established habits that you already have. This is a technique called habit stacking, and it can make it a lot easier to create a new habit. An example of this might be you like drinking your coffee first thing in the morning, and maybe you feel really energized after that. So you decide that you're gonna do your home rehab program after you have your coffee. This makes it much easier to stick to because you know that you're expecting to do it after you drink your cup of coffee. When something is part of your schedule and routine, you're more likely to stick to it. Find your passion. When your life is turned upside down after a stroke, it can be hard to feel passionate about anything or about hobbies that you used to enjoy, especially if you're dealing with mental health issues like PTSD, anxiety, or depression. So do some exploration. Are there any activities or hobbies that sound remotely interesting or fun to you? And then is there a way that you can incorporate these into your home rehab program? Because sometimes exercises alone are just not enough to keep us motivated, to keep us excited, and to keep us engaged in doing something that's hard. For example, if you enjoyed cycling before your stroke, but balancing on a traditional bicycle is no longer feasible, could you think about getting a recumbent bike? It's still a great way to get in your aerobic exercise and get outside, but just doing things in a different way. Just Right challenge. Sometimes you may try things in your home rehab program that are just too hard, or perhaps too easy. Finding the sweet spot for your home rehab activities is crucial. You want something that is challenging, but not unachievable. And on the flip side, you want something that is achievable, but not too easy. For example, let's say that you have trouble with your grip, and more specifically, trouble releasing your grip. So you decide that you are going to practice picking up and holding a cup, setting it back down, and releasing it to really challenge this. However, you may make this too hard if you fill the cup all the way up with water, because when you go to release it, you may drop the cup and spill water all over yourself. However, if you only practice with an empty cup, this may be too easy. So the sweet spot for this activity may be filling the cup up halfway. Gratitude. I won't lie, this one is hard, especially depending on where you're at in your stroke recovery journey. You may or may not feel grateful for anything at all, but practicing gratitude can help you get out of your head. Instead of thinking about all the things that are going wrong, it can help you think about some of the things that are going right. So if you're in the headspace to try it, name 3 things on a daily basis that you're grateful for. And it can be done in less than 5 minutes. They don't have to be anything huge either. It might be that you're grateful for your dog's companionship, for a friend who called to check and see how you're doing, or perhaps even for a delicious meal that you just ate. Practicing gratitude can help you feel more positive and optimistic, which in turn can make you feel more like doing your home rehab program. Look at your progress. Sometimes when you get stuck, it's hard to think about the future. So instead, look to the past to get you out of your rut. Think about where you started. What were you doing right after the stroke happened? And where are you now? What are some of the things that you're able to do now that you couldn't do right after your stroke happened? Sometimes looking at the progress that you've already made can help remind you of how far you've come. It can also be a great reminder that you may be stuck now, but it doesn't have to be where you're stuck forever. If you've been feeling stuck and you're looking for a bit more motivation, make sure that you check out my workout playlist videos. I have several from upper body, lower body, walking, and spasticity stretches. And you may also find my You Had a Stroke Start Here playlist helpful. It covers all of the basics that you need to know after having a stroke. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to leave it a like. And if you're new here or haven't already, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get notifications for when I post new videos. Post-Stroke is a nonprofit, and you can help us keep our content free, either by giving us a super thanks by clicking in the YouTube bar below, by giving us a one-time donation via PayPal, or by becoming a Patreon member, where in exchange for a monthly donation, you get access to cool perks like social media shoutouts, behind-the-scenes footage, and even YouTube shoutouts, of which I have a few today. A huge thank you to all of our patrons, and a special thank you to Heather G, Ryan D, and Modus Nova in our Empowerer tier. We can't do what we do without you all. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.